A Clermont woman took on the fight to find the treatment to save her husband suffering with COVID. He needed an ECMO machine, and she found one across the country.
Fox 35's Christy Kern joining us live in the studio right now. So, Christy, her persistence may have actually saved her husband's life.
Luann Ray, that is exactly right. Susan Walker says she would not take no for an answer, and she finally got her husband Robbie the treatment he needed. He's now recovering from COVID after doctors said over the summer that he would not make it out of the hospital. I talked to them together today via Zoom from his hospital room in Connecticut about his recovery and her mission to save his life.
I just didn't know what I was going to do. I was just grasping at everything.
Susan Walker was in a race with time. Her husband, 52-year-old Robbie Walker, tested positive for COVID in July. And by a few weeks later, he was in the hospital with pneumonia in both lungs and signed papers to be intubated and placed on a ventilator.
When she told me that Robbie wasn't going to make it out, that there was nothing else that they could do for him and he was not progressing.
Susan wasn't going to accept that. One of the couple's daughters died from a brain aneurysm 2.5 years ago, and she couldn't bear the thought of losing Robbie too.
I just couldn't believe it, and I was just so desperately seeking anything I could to find him help.
Susan needed to find her husband an ECMO, a machine that would help his heart and lungs function. Doctors said it was the only option to save him, but she needed to find a hospital that had one and that would accept Robbie as a patient.
I woke up and just said, let's just call every hospital that offers ECMO in the state of Florida. We were up against the availability of Florida hospitals and the fact that the hospitals were going by whatever that, formula of getting a candidate placed on ECMO.
She contacted more than 150 hospitals, including outside of Florida, with no luck, until a doctor in New England saw an interview about Susan's mission to save her husband and reached out to help.
And I just couldn't believe that we were finally going to get a chance at saving his life.
St. Francis Hospital in Connecticut had an ECMO available and was willing to take Robbie as a patient. He got on a plane fully intubated on his way to start treatment. Susan says it was a risk she was willing to take.
I personally would rather have seen him die fighting than me just sit there and watching him die little by little.
He remains on that machine for 22 days before being transferred to another hospital to work to regain his strength. He now spends a lot of time doing physical therapy and is beginning to show signs of improvement.
He's breathing and we're holding hands and he's sitting up and it just would have been a different story.
Robbie is emotional talking about his wife's willingness to help him survive, and he's thankful she never gave up hope.
If it wasn't for her not taking no for an answer, definitely would have had a different outcome. She's just my hero.
Well, Robbie was not vaccinated when he got sick with COVID, and he says he now wishes he got his shots as soon as he was eligible for the vaccine, and he encourages others to do the same. The couple expects him to be released from the hospital at the end of next week, and they'll then return to Florida, where Robbie will continue to recover at home. Christy Kern, Fox 35 News.